Hello all my Academy Award lovers, my name's EJ Marino and today we are talking about the Big Five. Yes, I will be predicting the 5 big categories and all the nominations for the 2020 Academy Awards. It is going to be a wild year where we have movies talking about imaginary friends named Hitler, killer clowns, race cars, dad issues in space. Let's dive into all the movies right now. If you don't know what the Big Five at the Academy Awards are, let me break it down for you real quick before we get into the list. The Big Five are the 5 major categories at the Academy Awards: Best Picture, Best Director, Best Adapted or Original Screenplay, Best Actor, and Best Actress. It's crazy to think with the long history of the Academy Awards, only 3 movies have won the Big Five. It Happened One Night, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and Silence of the Lambs. Now last year I had a big prediction that I thought A Star Is Born was going to be a Big Five winner, and then Bradley Cooper was never nominated for Best Director, so all my predictions were thrown out of the window. Now this year I have taken some major time to look at all the possible outlets. Now there's going to be some people I'm wrong about, there's going to be some of the people you love that I leave out of this list, so let me know all your feelings down in the comments below. Don't get too offended if I leave out your favorite director or your favorite actor or actress, because it's hard to do. This is a big year with a lot of big movies, and let's dive into all of them right now. We're going to start off with Best Original Screenplay, and my picks for this are The Farewell, Knives Out, Parasite, Marriage Story, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Now these are 5 very different scripts that all have something very different to say. We have a movie like Parasite that deals with class and economic issues in Korea. There's a lot more to that movie. It's one of the most scandalous movies I have ever seen and my favorite movie of the year. But then you also have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, a look at 1969 Hollywood that has been a little bit controversial with the way they've treated Bruce Lee in the movie, with some of the depictions of women in the movie. That's a controversial pick, but this is something Quentin Tarantino does well out. And then you have A Marriage Story, something that's going to be completely new to a lot of people. This is the movie that stars Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson. This is going to be one to look out for. I think Marriage Story is going to come clean some of these awards up. We'll talk about Best Actor later, but I really think that these are some of the bigger picks. I would personally love to see something original like Knives Out or even The Farewell, 2 very different movies. Knives Out is the new Rian Johnson film, a murder mystery, and then you have The Farewell, a Korean drama that stars Awkwafina about saying farewell to a family member who's passing away. All of these have something to say. I really think this is one of the best categories we have with Best Original Screenplay because there are some good original ideas presented. Now, I personally think this is going to go to Quentin Tarantino. He is kind of the master of this category. He's never won Best Director, but he's won here. I could see him winning here. I could have seen him as a Big Five pick with everything in here, but he didn't write a good female lead, so Best Actress, he doesn't really have a chance to be in there. So it's interesting to think, I think Tarantino will do good here, he'll do good in some other categories, but it's crazy to think that he kind of shot himself in the foot with a Big Five chance. Now let's dive into Best Adapted Screenplay. We have The Irishman, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, Joker, Little Women, and Jojo Rabbit. I think these are, again, much like the other screenplay category, these are 5 very different movies with a lot to say. Jojo's Rabbit is a satire on Nazis, and it's supposed to be a very positive satire, very Mel Brooks. I have not seen that movie yet. It is one of my most anticipated of the year, but I could definitely see Taika Waititi doing something new, getting a big nomination here. He's a fresh, name in this industry. We all know him from What We Do in the Shadows, Hunt for the Wilder People, Thor Ragnarok, but for the Academy crew, he's different. Then you also have Greta Gerwig with Little Women. Little Women is an iconic story about women, and I think this is something good. I think this is a weaker choice for Greta Gerwig. I really would have loved if she would have adapted something else, maybe just done a different route, maybe more original stuff. Little Women seems like tired territory now, but it seems to be a passion project, so we never know. You also have The Irishman, Martin Scorsese. Come on, this is his big Netflix movie, which could be controversial. You know, Netflix and the Academy is always a crazy debate, but Scorsese here, I don't know. Then you also have Joker, which I think it's hard to adapt the Joker because there is no source material that this movie is pulling from. It's just using a established character. So, to be here and adapted, we shall see. But the Joker, that's another one. If they would have had a strong female lead, they could have definitely Big Fived it very easily, because I don't really see Zazie Beetz being a lead actress in this movie. I think it's a Joaquin Phoenix vehicle, which is fine, but it could have won here. Todd Phillips could have won for Best Director. This could have been a choice, but again, much like Tarantino, you don't have a good female in your movie, it ruins your chances at the Academy. But I can see here going, like I said, Scorsese, maybe Jojo's Rabbit. That's my pick. I would love Jojo's Rabbit to win here for just the originality, for just the newness of it all. Next up, we have Best Actor. For most people, the Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker award. He's probably the shoo-in for this, but there's other really good choices. Adam Driver in Marriage Story, Antonio Banderas in Pain and Glory, Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems. We have Willem Dafoe in The Lighthouse. There's a lot of choices. Don't forget Leonardo DiCaprio in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Christian Bale in Ford vs. Ferrari. There's a lot of choices. Now, I personally, like I said, think this is the Joaquin Phoenix award. It's going to be nearly impossible for him to not win this. It's a crazy killer clown. He did a physical transformation. This is something the Academy would eat up. It's also Joaquin Phoenix. He's kind of loved by the Academy. I think this is overall the most likely chance for the Joker to win anything. I haven't seen this movie. We all know I have my own mixed feelings about the idea of the Joker movie, but I'm not going to deny that Joaquin Phoenix performance looks masterful. Do I think this is a Best Picture winner? I don't know. We haven't seen it yet. Some of the reviews are a little bit mixed. We shall see, but here we all know it's going to be Joaquin Phoenix, but don't be surprised when someone like Adam Sandler is nominated. Uncut Gems is going to be one of those like A24 indie movies a lot of people like. You also have Antonio Banderas, who is there for the diversity pick because there's not really a lot of people of color to be nominated this year. Kind of sad, but you know, I think Antonio Banderas being there is cool. I think maybe Taika Waititi in supporting, he's another person of color. I don't know. I would love to see that he is Best Actor, Taika Waititi as Hitler in Jojo's Rabbit, but I think he'll be a supporting role. Like I said, this is all for Joaquin Phoenix. We should all admit that, right? We're all in agreement. This is Joaquin's award. As certain as I am for Best Actor, I am equally as confused for Best Actress. This is going to be a wild year with so many different performances from so many different type of women. I really want this to be one of the more interesting choices of the year. I'm always a Best Actress fan. Amy Adams deserves hers, Glenn Close deserves hers, you know, Lady Gaga deserves hers. These are some actresses I would love to see win the award, but my picks for Best Actress this year are Renee Zellweger for Judy, Lupita Nyong'o for Us, Scarlett Johansson for A Marriage Story, Nicole Kidman for Bombshell, and don't forget Awkwafina for The Farewell. I would love to see Awkwafina come here as a comedian and completely steal this from everybody. Think of Cher when she won for Moonstruck, going against Glenn Close and Meryl Streep. I would love to see someone like this win. I don't think it's likely, but I could still have my hopes up. I personally think this is Lupita's award. If you saw Us, her dual performances on that, oh my god, as Adelaide in Red, just such perfection. But if it's the Academy, Renee Zellweger as Judy, it's kind of the most Academy-friendly pick. Much like, you know, kind of some of the other ones like with Tarantino. These are familiar choices. These are stuff that you've seen before, you can easily predict. I would like to see someone different. I can do Lupita Nyong'o. Even Nicole Kidman would be a fun, different kind of choice. She hasn't won one in a while, but I do think it's going to be Renee Zellweger. Oh, God, I would, like I said, love Lupita to win this. That's my personal pick, but to be realistic, Renee Zellweger, Judy, if you haven't seen it, it's what you would want from a Judy movie. It's not exploitative, it's not bad, it's just a good look at a powerful woman in our industry, and the Academy eats that up. So yeah, I could see Judy winning it, I could see Lupita, even, God, Nicole Kidman. This is a good one. You have, oh my god, what's her name? Cynthia Erivo for Harriet. She's playing Harriet Tubman, which, can't believe we've never had a Harriet Tubman movie. She's also a good pick. This is a tough category because there's a lot of strong women, and I would love just to see, honestly, any of them win. Oh boy, here we are, Best Director. Now let's talk about this, because I like a lot of directors nominated here. I'm gonna be leaving some off. Just to let you know, Todd Phillips for the Joker, he's not here. I don't think he's that strong of a director. I don't think he has that relationship with the Academy. I can see him maybe slipping in if like someone like my pick Bong Joon-ho isn't here for Parasite. We shall see, but let me go through some of my picks. We have Tarantino, Martin Scorsese for The Irishman, we have Taika Waititi for Jojo Rabbit. We have James Mangold for Ford v Ferrari, and Bong Joon-ho for Parasite. Also, maybe Lulu Wang for The Farewell. We even have James Gray for Ad Astra. oh boy, I don't think Ad Astra is going to be here at all for any category. Who knows? It's too hit or miss with just general audiences. I don't know if people are going to connect with it, but you could always see Brad Pitt, maybe even Best Actor. You could see James Gray here in Best Director. We'll talk about Ad Astra in Best Picture, but overall, I think this might be Tarantino's year. No matter the controversy for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, no matter my lukewarm reaction to it, this was his year of a movie. Like, he was bold at cons. He really established himself as a, hey, I don't need the Weinsteins, though he might still have to pay for the sins of the Weinsteins. Who knows with that? But like I said, I think that's why Bong Joon-ho, who did Parasite, he also done movies like Snowpiercer, The Host. I think he's a good choice for this. A Korean director winning would be insane, unheard of for this kind of award show. When does that ever happen? Honestly, never. Like, the Asian community is hardly represented at the Academy Awards, so that would be really cool. But then you could always go with maybe someone like Taika Waititi for Jojo Rabbit. That could be a really strong choice, really different. I'm really wanting this Academy Award to be different, to make bold moves. We have a whole new kind of crowd of Academy of voters coming in. Now start acting like it. Give someone like Taika Waititi, give someone like Quentin Tarantino the award, an award that he's never got. If he never won one for Pulp Fiction, I would have never thought Tarantino would win one, but Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it seems almost crafted for the Academy Awards. Best Picture is always, I have a long list of stuff here for Best Picture, so let's just dive into them now. Here's my list: Jojo Rabbit, Ford v Ferrari, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Marriage Story, Irishman, Parasite, Joker, Ad Astra. Now, this is what's so hard, because you can do up to 10 movies for the Best Picture nominations. I don't see the Academy wanting to use that all the time. This might be a year with so many of the big pictures that have come out this year. I could see them trying to push it to 10, but I did my 9. Jojo Rabbit is a really interesting pick. World War II, about Nazis, focusing on Jewish people, a somewhat satire, a Mel Brooks throwback. I can see Taika Waititi walking away with Best Director. This might wash the taste out of a Green Book winning or Bohemian Rhapsody doing as good as it did last year. That could be something to do it. You also have The Irishman, Martin Scorsese. Maybe he could be like, oh, you guys don't like Netflix, but I'm goddamn Scorsese, so you like me. Who knows? This one is so hard. Best Picture, I don't know, Ad Astra. As much as I personally did not like that movie, I really can see people connecting with Academy of voters, connecting with Parasite, my favorite movie of the year. If people really get past the subtitles and look into that movie is such a great story, so timely, so inventive, so new, so bizarre. That ending is so great. That might cancel it out because the Academy isn't really into like big weird endings. I could see this though. Hell, even like something out of Left Center, The Lighthouse, a movie I'm dying to see. The Lighthouse. Willem Dafoe could be Best Actor. It could be Best Picture. Robert Eggers is like a weird indie director, and I can see them loving this throwback to Fellini, to Bergman. I can see them going over something like The Lighthouse, but realistically, you have like the Joker. The Joker could win here. I don't see it. Todd Phillips doesn't have the Academy pool. Usually, this Best Picture is either to someone who campaigned really well or who they want to be the future of the industry. I don't see Todd Phillips as the future. I could be wrong. Joker could be the best movie of the year for some of these people. Who knows? You also have Marriage Story, another like indie kind of quiet movie that could come out of nowhere and snatch this award from someone like Tarantino or Ford v Ferrari. That would be just crazy. I would love to see like I said, the Academy spice things up, shake things up, make things feel different, and this could be the year, especially with Best Picture. That is my video breaking down my predictions for the big 5 nominations at the Academy Awards. I would love to see all my predictions be right. I could be very wrong. Now let's see, maybe we'll update this a little bit closer to nomination time when I get a bit better focus. You know, like a movie like Bombshell could just drop out of nowhere. Jojo's Rabbit can tank at the box office and hurt its chance. I would love to talk about this and maybe update this a little bit later, but what do you guys think of my predictions? Do you guys agree with me? What are your feelings for the big 5? I want to know who you think is going to win Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Actress, and Screenplay. Let me know all your feelings down in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to my channel because I make videos like this every single week, and give me a thumbs up because YouTube takes those way too seriously. Alright guys, let's talk about the Academy Awards below.